Good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are doing well this week. For my for the reading this week, I take you back to the very start of January, which, considering that we're at the end of the month, feels like a century has elapsed between New Year's Day and now. But this poem came together on on Sunday, January 5th. I was sitting in on a workshop with the founder of Written Off Publishing, Rebecca Kenny, on Zoom, and this piece focuses on the setting intentions for the year ahead, a manifesto poem, if you will. And the piece goes something like this: Oswald, in 2025. In 2025, I can find a sense of community coming off the screen and into the light, engage in outside pursuits to find something and make it stick, put myself out there and date, I'm capable of love, see be damned, branch out beyond poetry for long form writing, there's more to me than verse, break down the last of the virtual wall, meeting my made to do this colleagues in person 5 years later, observe the next poetic seasons. Summer's coming early, fall's not far behind. Be a more adept adult. Learn to cook, travel, and focus on finances. I can be a stronger person. All I have to achieve is within me. As I close out this manifesto, written on this, the 12th day of Christmas, a reminder I'm an imperfect vessel. 2025 doesn't have to be new year, new me. I can blossom like a flower. So yeah, I this so it was Sunday afternoon, January 5th, the last day of Christmas, and as Rebecca was showing how the manifesto poem works, we had time towards the end of the workshop to write this out. And I did, and when it came time to share the piece, I did so. But after I shared it and transferred it from my notebook to my notepad to Canva, I did not, I let it sit for a while. You would think this would be the type of thing I would have posted a lot sooner in January, but I didn't. I guess I was still holding on to the good parts of 2024, and holding on to them for dear life. I didn't want to think about 2025, because 2024, for all its chaotic moments, had a lot of had plenty of good moments, and in comparison to the other years in this decade to this point, dare I say, 24 was probably the better year of this decade to this point. So I was reluctant to mentally move ahead to where we are now, as evidenced by the fact that I only started getting my butt out of my room and doing things again just last week. I mean, granted, it has been cold, really cold at times, and I haven't really stopped writing per se, but I felt no motivation do anything in person most of this month. Because honestly, how else are you going to top 10 days in Croatia? How else are you going to top your first book coming out? How else are you going to top the Rolling Stones, the Stadium Series? Newport. How else are you going to top Newport? For all, so it's just like the bar was set high, and I was worried that the I was worried that that this year wouldn't be nearly as awesome as last year was. Like I fell into the comparison trap. That's why I was reluctant to post this piece until now. January's January's taken quite a bit of time to get to the end of the month, and I'm kind of hoping that February, the fact that it's the shortest month of the year, that I have a bit more of a chance to actually do something with the month than watch it zip on by in 28 days. At the very least, I'm hoping to get my book, my book, The Dawn of a Poetic Summer, released. Although it looks like it's not going to be ready in time for the initial launch day of Saturday, which is a bit of a bummer, as I was kind of hoping that this would be the first win of the new year, but it's going to have to wait a little bit. It's going to happen. It's just not going to be as planned. And I'm doing my best not to feel like this, that though 2025 to this point like has been a bit of a struggle to move on anything, that maybe February I finally find some degree of motivation to get things done other than writing poetry. I mean, we're only 1 month into this year. I shouldn't be setting the bar so high, so early. I want to at least give myself a chance to come within reaching distance of some of the things that were mentioned in this poem, and possibly do a little bit better than that. What that looks like, I'm not sure, but I just want to blossom. Just blossom as I am. Don't, I don't, it's a new year, but I don't want to be like a drastically different person at the end of it. I just want to just want to feel when we reach December and we're saying goodbye to this year, that I've accomplished something, that I managed to make some sort of mark in the world. As I try to do every day, to less to less to less effect than I'd hope, or to less effect that I hope. Now that I have the manifesto out in the world, I can finally get on with this year. Well, everyone, that's it for this week's video. I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Good night, everybody.